Throughout the course, I've learned a lot of good things that I will be able to take with me to work now as a paraeducator and for when I am teaching in my own classroom. One of the things that has taken me by surprise is the amount and effectiveness of the technology tools that are available to us. I've used some in my current role, whether that's helping out teachers or doing helping students or doing it on my own. I believe it's critical to find new ways to keep this generation of students engaged in the discussion, wanting them to come back to class, giving them that safe place so that they can be the most successful student and person that they can be. After doing the research of all these different technology tools, there were three that came across strong for me, and those three were Gimkit, Blookit, and Kahoot. I find that those three all have great ways of being able to put out the information for the students while making it a challenge and a competitive atmosphere. And you can do that where it's everybody on their own, or you could do it in groups, or they can just play a normal game, something like Super Mario, where I know for me, as I was younger, I loved that game. But again, not all tools will be able to work for all students, and that is the challenge as aspiring teachers and teachers are going to have to deal with. And as you get to know students wherever they are, you're going to have to know them and figure out what works for them and what doesn't. And so that's where pivoting is going to be a very important thing to do, even if that kind of throws off your plan for the day and for whatever reason. But sticking with older traditions that I had experienced in school can work for some students, but again, it's not going to work for all students, especially now. All teachers that are working in this time will need to have the ability to adapt. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to reach the students in the best way that they can. The ultimate goal is to make as many of your students successful as possible, and whether that's passing the class or helping them with other endeavors is what you got to do. The students should feel comfortable coming in and not have to worry about teachers having egos and trying to climb up the ladder for admin or wherever that they're going to be going. The teacher's focus should be on the current help of those students. And now technology is going to be the greatest asset that we have moving forward, but it's also going to be one of the hardest things to deal with, because technology, as great as it is, almost every kid has got an iPhone or a smartphone, and you're going to have to worry about them getting distracted or missing part of a lecture because they can't focus as well as they should. And that also extends to the Chromebooks, where they need to be on a certain site and they're off doing their own thing. So that will slow down the pace of the class, and then I'll get the teachers and other staff members, if you have those in there, giving them an extra job of trying to make sure that those kids are getting back on task. And then I think one of the strongest things to try to get the technology thing out in terms of like the cell phones is being able to build the rapport that you're going to have with your students so that they will respect you going in and they will want to listen. All right, thank you for listening.